How's it going?
I'm fine. Thanks.
That's good. So, I want to. Those are some interesting comments you made, and I want to know more about them. So, you're playing good, doing fine now. You mentioned you're thinking a lot about how you might have made the game a little harder than it needed to be. Can you
Yeah.
tell me anything about that?
Um, Even though my goal has been macro for a good while, I've still been to micro, right? I'm starting to look and see, like I was telling you about seeing options, seeing like looking to see undershoots, overshoots, with punishing, separate that from scrambles, separate that from disadvantage, separate that from platforms, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, as I said a few days ago, that I didn't see the forest for the trees. Like I couldn't, you know, I was too so focused on looking for the neutral triangle that I didn't see that. Oh, it's not neutral, right?
Yeah, but I find that happens a lot. I find that happens a lot. Although even when we're not in neutral, believe it or not, some of these principles actually can still
I
carry
mean,
over.
definitely. I think in corner for sure. Like I feel like I tend to think they have a much higher chance to overshoot. So covering with a like a safe air back air or something to cover their run in and still
Hmm.
be able to react to them jumping up on platform or something is something I've gotten a good bit from.
Yeah, like you're multitasking now. So like we understand that there's a constraint of their position. They want to get out of
Hmm.
there. Like that's their goal. They want to hit us too. So how do they do that? Well, they have to come forward because they can't really like dance
Yeah.
anymore. So it makes sense that things that put up a fence. Like I think the reason why Fox's full hop back here is so good is because it's kind of like a whiff punish and an undershoot mixed
Yeah, we
together.
were talking about that. Same with drill almost.
Well,
Where you can with punish
mm-hmm.
something like you can with punish someone overshooting in your space, but you can also it can also be a an undershoot onto like a mark dash attack or something.
Well, see, I would still consider those all like whiff punishes because what's happening is that they like attacked underneath you and the drill is coming in on top of them right after they've
Right,
missed.
but how isn't that like? Hmm. I guess an undershoot is more preemptive, right?
Yeah, and back here
Whereas
has the
the yeah,
hitbox. Back here has the
right,
hitbox to
yeah,
actually
that
beat
makes
them
more
up
sense.
frontly, so we
Actually,
can do back here proactively. That's the difference.
oh, yeah, yeah, we can do back here proactively. We shouldn't do drill proactively because it just gets whiff punished if it's used as an undershoot. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, like it's there are certain angles where it works from, but like in general, it's not as effective. But that's really why full hop back here is such a powerful tactic because it kind of multitasks between two important functions
Right.
of a positional like a fighting
Yeah, you were
strat.
talking about that, how an option can cover multiple facets or like which obviously makes it more complicated.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Well, yeah, like like what is Falco's laser, right?
yeah, Falco's laser, even like a Falcon Nair can be a whiff punish and an overshoot at the same time. Like
Yeah,
a lot
it's
of
crazy. No, the game is
yeah, it's also
wild.
Fox Running Shine as well. You
Mm-hmm.
can yeah.
No, no, no. What's Fox's running shine? Talk to me about that one. That one's
I think
interesting.
it's overshoot and whiff punish. You can whiff punish with it. If you're in because it has more range than a typical whiff punish requires you like just because of like frame advantage, right? A
Mm-hmm.
typical whiff punish requires you to be in a certain range, and running shine lets you be in a bit further out, so you can be in the overshoot range and still whiff punish.
Yeah. No, like that all makes sense. So I think that really what we're get tapping into is that a lot of these things can be more than one thing.
Yeah,
And there's like subtle differences that will tell us which one it is. If it like it's you have ones where it's like there is a dual purpose just built into how the motion works, and you have
yeah,
other ones where it's like we have to pick at the time of the fight, but it can be used in multiple ways. And I think that's really what makes for like a good character in this game. It's having that like versatility. It's having that versatility either upfront or like based on decision, a decision we make that like really allows us to yeah, like it just keeps our options open. It gives them so much more freedom because this is a game that's where it's more about like how you do things as opposed to what you're doing. So with that in mind, I'm curious, like where do you see us going to? Like, what are your thoughts on what you want to work on today? Like, where do you what
I think
isn't clicking?
it's like simplifying the game for myself. Something I know is an issue, or like I guess two things. Uh, DI and teching are things that I mean I know the mechanics of it. I know, like with DI, for example, I know okay, DIing out on combos is generally good, but sometimes not, and DIing in or like DI survival DI and kill moves is obviously good.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, I find it relatively unintuitive to DI a lot of the time, and I think that really like I mean you've seen me play. I get comboed harder than most people, I'd say. That also part of that is tech patterns as well.
Okay, so basically, we're looking at defense. You want to know how we
Yeah.
can DI better and like what the purpose of DI is, right?
Yeah, I think I know a lot of the purpose, but like how to intuitively tell what DI you should be doing, I guess is like part of it.
Hmm.
Uh,
So I
because
think
I
it's
want to
like
be able to, problem solve for myself, but I don't always think it's the easiest, especially with DI, because there's so many variants you can do.
no, DI is difficult. So this is a good subject. So let us talk about. So DI is always going to be a combination DI always has the anticipation requirement with it.
Yeah.
Because like we have to kind of know what the opponent is going for. So I think
Good understanding of other characters' combos will net you some of that preparation. Like if you expect, oh, Falco's gonna weak bear that, I'm gonna DI out, right? Stuff like that.
not necessarily. Like it
Not
depends.
necessarily.
Yeah, like so. Let me ask you. You said that like if Falco weak backers, we have to DI out. But when do we have? Do we always have to DI out?
Well, we have to DI out if we're at higher percent at least. At lower percent, we don't need to. That's a point for sure.
Okay, but what I'm getting
But
at
more
is
so like when in his combo tree he will do weak bear. Like you need to.
yeah. So let me ask you. I'm gonna make a diagram for in a second, and then I'm gonna ask you something. So, we're in all of these images. In this image, the Falco is always comboing you towards the right, and I want you to tell me when I share my screen if we have do we have to DI to the the screen's monitor 2 go live. Okay, so let's say we're on FD, right?
Yeah.
If Falco does the combo to the right, going to the right, do we DI away on all of these?
If he keeps weak bearing.
No, like if he weak bears and if like he weak bears, towards
right.
like do it like is
Okay, no, I got it. All
yeah,
right.
do we
if he
do we
weak
have
bears
to?
the right?
Yeah, do we have to DI it?
I think on the first one or like first one to the left, yes, I think so. You're going towards the stage. You're getting stage control. It's a good decision.
So
the middle one is bit more tentative, but you still get a lot of stage. You're still kind of
say you're
safe.
at 60, or like
you're 60. Yeah, I mean I think that's still UDI out on that one. The next one, however, you'll be putting yourself in the corner, which is not great. So I think
you like land here, right? Like you'll land here with tack and have to tack.
Yeah, that's not great versus Falco. You can cover all that pretty easily, so I don't think you DI out on that one.
And last one you have to, because otherwise he spikes you after.
Yeah. Last one you have to, or you down or receive.
Right. So
that's the weak back air I was thinking of mostly, right? Right. But the sending me to corner thing, I didn't really think about that before you visualized it. I've got it like halfway through the first X though.
Yeah.
That one was like, I was like, okay, but this one obviously, and this one, oh, you're in corner from this one.
Yeah, he can just like F smash you or like forces you to roll in. Like that's so bad. So I would say that what we're learning here is, and you know what, depending on the percent, you might still have to DI out anyway and just take the risk. But like what I think we've identified is that this one is this one I'm not sure is like an X so much as it's a question mark, right? Because we're not sure like if it's worse or not, but there is something very glaring that can happen that's bad in this corner tech chase. So this is like, is the penalty of this worse than the penalty of holding in? And because this gives him like real kill moves. So like if he shines us here, like, you know, on the right side, we can like fly up like this or something, and then he just spikes us, or like then he like maybe shine fire, but like he's got a lot of really scary stuff here. So it's not clear exactly like which one is like which outcome is worse, and I think that's really what it boils down to. Like we want to identify these ones. These ones are the key ones to identify first. We don't really worry about these ones yet, but I think that these ones are the ones that are important to know because they're discrete. Do you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So there are still 50-50s within these situations. Like, we won't always know he's going to do weak bear. Like, if he hard bears and we hold out in this spot, we're in trouble. But what I would say is, like, what we've got here, really, I think that the ones that are, like, super obvious are these ones. These ones are, like, this one there is a 50-50 because of, like, the proximity to the ledge. So like, but this one, because the like proximity to the ledge is so far, then like, yeah, these ones are known. So I think
they just get you back to stage. There is no like, there's no EV on DIing in on these ones.
Yeah. So how often would you say you're perfect about these ones?
It's
okay. You can be honest if you are really good.
I think I don't know, maybe 65% of the time, something like that, I'd say. I think I'm generally pretty good at, like, because my idea was always, like, get a DI out of those, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think generally in that situation, I just think that Falcos tend to weak bear more in situation 3 and 4, right?
Mm-hmm. So
they would probably, like, try to hard bear me to the left in situation 1 and 2 rather than weak bear me at 60, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, try to get me into corner, get me into pressure, get me off stage, something like that.
Cool. So does that mean we should actually hold in? If they're going to hit us across the stage anyway, does that mean we should maybe hold in?
What do you mean?
Well, if they're going to hit us here, like if we know that weak back air isn't coming here, that means we should hold in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Perfect. So yeah, like what we're doing is we're just using problem solving to figure this out, because we know like kind of what their goals and motivations are. Like in this spot, it makes a lot of, we have so much stage to DI that I'd say that like it doesn't really matter, like whether we get hard bared into the corner or not. It's like the risk of reward of it is pretty straight. Like this position's straightforward, but these are the tricky ones. So I guess this one is like this one has a lot of like stakes because of the proximity to the edge, which kind of incentivizes them to do DI mix-ups. I guess the big thing I would want to know is because DI is like, so you kind of have to know what type of you're playing or you're fighting, like to some degree, because some people will just take like the strong back air here every time just because it's safe. They don't tend to finish combos well, like that. I don't think that's right, but there are people that will do it. So what do you usually look for to know whether or not that's the right play or not? Because there's, like, again, it's anticipation, so we do kind of have to use, like, the human components of the game a bit here.
How I know they're going to try to weak bear dare me?
Yeah.
Generally, if they go for it more than once, like, if I see they're trying to do weak aerial setups into other moves, like generally I think, okay, they're going to try to weak bear downer me. Because that means like some Falco or some players, like when you're new, you don't grasp the setup for kill move options, right? But I feel like if you have that, then, you know, weak bear to downer is one of the most satisfying, is one of the most common ones. So if I see you start doing that, I think that's a smart way to recognize that. They're gonna look for like weak aerial confirms, and Falco's main weak aerial confirm is weak back air down air, right?
Yeah. The other thing that we might want to consider here, and let me just pull up INI data because I want to look at this for a bit. Falco, bear. Late. Okay. So I'm bringing this over. So the reason I want us to look at this is because here we have like Falco doing weak back here, up here, right? So Falco, late weak bear. These are all the same, right? They're all, yeah, Sakurai angle. Okay, cool. So as you can see, we have like a pretty significant range based on where we DI. Is there ever a way that we can get like a best of both worlds things? Because I'm thinking that,
I mean, DI up and away would give you like,
yeah,
it means you have relative like you have a lot of options available in recovery, plus like if they hard bear it, then
yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Because like we don't die from doing this, right? Like if we kind of like DI like up and out like here, or just up even.
Yeah, up. I mean, up works.
Yeah, so maybe we don't have to necessarily accept that there's a 50-50 here either, right? Because I think that's a trap that we can fall into sometimes. Like, if we don't...
Oh yeah, there's only in or out. Like, you have to pick one.
Yeah, like, we don't have to DI, like, to the abyss here, like this, and at the same time, we don't have to hold in...
Yeah, like Marth, where Marth at, like, over a certain percent, so you need to no DI the fair, so he can't king combo, and he can't also... it doesn't kill you if you... or it kills you if you DI out, but it can't combos if you DI in. You just gotta no DI it.
Yeah,
those I always found really unintuitive. I just had to hear about that.
Yeah, no. No DI is like low key really good against a lot of moves. It's really good versus Dr. Mario's Fair, for example, because Doc Fair like sends at basically the towards the corner of the stage anyway, right? So if you hold in on it, a lot of times you just make yourself die faster. Like here, let me show you. So
yeah, because it sends like very.
Yeah, like if we put ourselves here. Fair, 1 day 0. There's no way that it is this strong. Dr. Mario Fair. It's probably because we're Fox. Like that's because it's mainly on like midweight. So if we change the character, it'll do it. Like if we go Marth or something, yeah. So you see what I mean? Like it just on characters that aren't like fast followers, it just naturally has the trajectory that we want to go because we want to aim for the corner anyway.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So a lot of times people mess it up because they'll do this.
Yeah, that's
right.
Yeah, with Fox that died really early anyway, but yeah.
Yeah, but like all we did was just adjust it a bit, and then like all of a sudden, yeah, we're in trouble. So I think this is good. So let's see what else we can do. So like, if the attacker is Falco again, let's make him go back, Falco, and we'll have Falco do Nair this time. Late, do weak hit Nair. Yeah, like, so where could we go? Like, if he hit weak Nairs us here, like, as part of his combo, where do you think we should go to try to avoid the follow-up?
I don't think, up doesn't seem to be the way here.
Do we have a 50-50? Like, do we have an actual 50-50 here, you think? Or do you think that we can just get away with it?
Know. Can we just solve it? How's down and away on it?
And what happens if he does like the normal Nair, like because that would be the mix-up, right? Like hard Nair.
Hard Nair is the mix-up, yeah.
It doesn't kill us. Like we can still recover above the stage. Yeah. It's not ideal.
If we have jump, especially, then that's just fine.
Yeah. Could it even be no? Could it even be no DI? Like no DI seems better.
Could be no DI looks pretty good actually. I think stuff like doing like down and away on moves that's an off stage is really unintuitive to me.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel right, you know. Doing down and away, like, aren't you gonna, you gotta be careful not to fast fall and stuff like that.
Well, and that's fair, and I think that, like, if we're putting ourselves in positions where we have to recover below the ledge, that absolutely makes sense, because I don't think that any character, like, I think that, like, this can go very, like, if he was using back air instead, and we do this can go disastrously. Yeah. So I definitely hear you on that. I think that this is actually like one of the big utilities of no DI, or even just like DIing like slightly up and in, right? Or just up. Like up and out I think is quite good in these kinds of scenarios because we kind of like we still add some to our survivability, but we're not accepting full combo either. So I think that like finding ways to like split the difference and kind of like multitask is a really good idea for us generally. And I mean like this is a pretty common spot to look for this kind of setup. And look, like in this kind of spot, like after Shine to do like Weak Bear down here, like if we were here, this is a pretty like common, like straightforward spot I think to go for this kind of play. But as you can see, we don't even wind up like recovering below the stage with either outcome. So
right, I think this up and out, it seems pretty good.
yeah, no, it's really good. I use it all the time.
Yeah, I just like, how do I? Is it just like if I'm sitting on the calculator? Is that like a good way to figure out how it should be?
Nah, that
like
takes
simulate moves. That seems tedious. And
yeah, no, but I would say that like okay, so Nairs and Bears almost always have the same angle because they all have the Sakurai angle. You know how that works, right?
Yeah. It says like at 0 or like a few percent, it sends like straight into the ground, and then it starts sending like the 361 angle, right?
Yeah, so like it's 0 degrees, meaning there's no vertical knockback, there's no down knockback, it's just straight forward. So there's no vertical back knockback at all below a certain damage threshold, a certain knockback threshold, and then after that it starts to get the vertical knockback. And that's it. So Marth Fair, Marth Fair, Marth Bear, I'm pretty sure Marth Nair, like almost more moves than not have this property. Like, okay,
and
so
this property means like up and away is a desirable outcome when you're trying to.
When you're not sure if you want to combo DI, when you're not sure if you want to hold in for survive, like hold up
hold
and
in or hold out.
Yeah, if you want to split the difference, like this is just a thing you can do versus those moves. And it will be dependent on percent and position. Like sometimes they might be able to land quickly and then like dash jump forward and still get you. So like there are still going to be 50-50s that this doesn't catch. But this is another like but like the thing that I want us to take away here is between this DI here and this DI and like the base trajectory and this thing over here, there's still like a wealth of options in between these, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's important for us to be playing to because this gives us more dimension. Really, the thing that I would say is that, like, when you cross this middle point, like any of the cardinals, that's usually where one of the key gradation, like, shifts are. Because you'll notice it, like, continues, like, naturally, like, with a pretty, like, you know, intuitive shift up to this point. Mm. And then it jumps a bunch because there's a cardinal.
Yeah. How do you think you should practice this?
I would say that this is the type of thing I think that is best just done in games.
Right.
Like just remember, a lot of this game, especially with defensive mechanics, is just like try to like think less about like how do you think about DI as a concept right now? Like when you're playing
now, it's mostly I gotta either I gotta get away or I gotta not die, and that's mostly how I thought about it. Of course, I do like slide off the eye and stuff.
Okay, and how do you know to do slide off DI? What tells you that you're supposed to do
that? Basically percent and position.
Okay. So how would this be any different?
Well. Because slide of the eye is way less. It's the same input every time. Or not every time, but most of the time it's the same input. There's like 3 variations. Whereas here there's way more different directions I can hold. Which I think is the thing that's throwing me, right? The thing I struggle with is the fact that there are so many directions.
Well, there aren't actually that many. Like there's the natural trajectory of the move, which is here. We have everything towards like up like that to hold the maximum inward here, and then this is a range of stuff, and then there's like down at like maximum away, and then there's a range of stuff. But like it's really just like we're kind of like playing. Like I think the big question to ask is, do we like? Generally, we do want to DI moves, but like, what are we trying? Like, what is the goal of the move that they're doing? Are they trying to extend, or like, are they trying to extend, or are they trying to like go for the lethal? And then if they are trying, if we're not sure, is there a way that we can multitask? If not, like, and we won't always know. It's in those cases, if we don't know, just pick something. We can always come back to it later. But the key here is we need to be willing to test things and get used to the ideas. I think that these are things we want to test in matches.
Right.
I would say, and the other thing we want to be cognizant of is like where are the spots our opponent tends to put us in to look for lethal, right? Because we're assuming we're all the way over here, but like how did we get here, right?
Right.
Like if
have
we
to be like shined or up tilted or something to get up here.
yeah, so where's Falco's like deadliest spots in general?
Falco's deadliest spots are like under the left side of the side plate there, I'd say, or like
around here.
Yeah.
I'd say this space, like this general area, is like really, really dangerous for him because he can just spike us.
Whenever he can down air or F smash someone off stage, that's bad news generally.
Yeah.
Or back air swats really well because he has the super high and fast full hop. Like,
what about here?
Just swap people up there. Well, there it's just to confirm. Otherwise, him doing hard back air there kind of does nothing.
Yeah.
Or it doesn't do nothing, but you know what I mean, right? It's like, it's not that easy to edge guard off. It's, it just leaves me with a lot of options, basically.
What about up here?
Up here, you start having shine up B, and you can weak bear, but the confirm is not as strong, I don't think.
Can we avoid? If we shine at Beast,
because if you DI out on the weak bear here, you can get ledge pretty easy.
If he goes for shine at B, and we know he has to hit us on a specific side, we can DI out of that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We should be able to.
Yeah, because we go like this way, right?
Yeah.
Which also is like the DI for weak back here.
That makes sense. Didn't you cover both?
Yeah.
So what you
do? So we want to go.
In, so
what I'm saying is we want to like DI to get to this spot. Yeah. So where he doesn't have.
Oh
anything.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, that makes sense.
So this is what I'm getting at.
DIing moves to get to where you want to be, where they're not, the way they don't want to be.
Yeah, so I find with DI, the biggest thing that people get wrong is they start in like the worst position possible where they have to like make a 50-50. But the better thing to do, in my opinion, is try to get to a spot where try to use your DI to get to a spot where they don't have good options. Like try to it's sometimes not possible. Like sometimes the opponent just follows perfully because they're just on fire.
We talked about it like with Marth, you get to the point in top plat. That was our first lesson. You get to that point in top plat where you DI out and they just can't. Or no, you DI. Yeah, I think it was. I can't remember.
It's
I think it was DI to the right at least.
So yeah, so with Marth, the rule of thumb I use is if we're getting comboed, we go above him so that he has to full hop. Yeah. Above and in front of him slightly, so he has to full hop probably with fair to follow up or up air or whatever, and then once he full hops, then we hold out. Because he's not.
Then he's got to figure out what DIs make you go up, I guess.
Yeah, but he doesn't have an aerial kill move, so there's no risk with this. That's really the strength of it.
Well, he has back hit and air, I guess,
and up B, I guess. But those are both easy to see coming because they have very specific positioning in front of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying we'll never make a mistake, and sometimes they'll catch us. Again, this is a PvP game. There's variation, but you get
okay.
So with that,
but yeah, we go up. But how does one I know, DIing up, or DIing. How do you? Let me think here.
I think that you will get this better in matches than here. Because I think you understand the idea and you know how this works roughly, but I think that we need you to kind of get your hands on this.
Great. You want me to hop on?
Yes, please. I will give you my code.
Yes.
But I really you see what the goal is. We always want to think about so is the character better at killing off the top, off how do they kill generally? Do they hit us down, out, up?
Buff is not ideal. Because that's where she wants you, right? Generally. Where does Puff want you? Off stage. Or, in corner.
Yeah, but like this is kind of why it's good versus like Peach and Puff a lot of the time, or even Sheik, to just DI into their stuff and like DI into their up airs and whatever, like because they're not really that good at killing vertically.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're not good at the sharking positions.
You get 2 more up airs, and then you don't get anything more.
Yeah.
Compared to if you were if I DI'd out and you just get fair and I die.
Yeah. So one spot I'd say that's generally good to think about is the space above the side platforms.
Right.
At different heights, like the heights depend on the characters, but I'd say the airspace above the side and top, like above. Like to the side of the top platform, and above the side platforms, that's generally good to think about. But yeah, just play normally, and when you're getting comboed, then we'll think like where do we want to think about where we want to go. Yeah, that was great. Like, so trajectory edge cancel off the top platform. Mario has problems covering top platform. Heading towards there was good. That's a really good idea.
You.
Like, that made sense, right?
Yeah. For sure.
Similarly, like going for the edge slip off, knowing that his kill moves, like he has to get over to do his kill moves. Like that also makes sense.
Yep. And even if he hits me when I go to top plat, he can't kill me.
Yeah. So it's actually kind of good that we have like a character like Mario who's got such defined weaknesses, because like you can see kind of like some of like what's going on. Like, are you surprised at how much you're living?
Yeah, kinda. Generally, I think I would be dead by now if we weren't talking.
Well, yeah. And and again, we're at 200. Not much we can do there, but like we made a Mario have to like get us to 200. Like, it's awesome. See? Side platform, like this makes sense. And then like because he has to like make a decision between those 2 points, like we have like the platform above us to work with. Like it's just so good. So how does this concept feel? Are you like are you seeing like how some of this works
Yeah,
down?
I'm seeing it. And my fingers are like kind of feeling it. Yeah, I'm not living that.
It's okay. But yeah, like this is really where defense like happens. Because like this is where we're starting to interact with the opponent's kit and make better decisions based on like based on the things that we can both do to each other. And when you start combining this with things like the like being aware of what they're looking for at low percent and stuff, or like at your percentage, it becomes so wild what you're capable of doing to people. Like this is where the magic happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can see that, right? Like,
yeah, I think defense was a smart.
I'm so glad that you brought it up, because I'm like, yo, like, cause this makes like honestly the thing that makes a good Space Animal player is like mainly their defense. Like, because anyone can like learn how to like L cancel on shield, but like very few players learn how to deny the opponent their kill option.
Yeah, and that's how Space Animals become glass cannons when they don't necessarily need to be.
Yep.
Should have probably DI'd out on the okay.
So across the stage, what we're learning here is we have to hold up. Like we have to hold up and in because we don't survive the F smash otherwise. At those percents. Like earlier, probably fine, but like yeah. Like, great use of slide off and wound up option selecting ASDI down, so then we're like cooking. Like, it was good. I wonder if this Mario's like, the foxes are not usually this hard to combo. I want to do over.
Yeah, no, it looks like he's He kind of stopped trying to go for his same openers.
Yeah, he has to. Otherwise, he's like literally not going to keep. He's not going to keep up. He's going to be too inefficient. Nice. And you can start to see the weaknesses in their form and pick on them when they start to compensate for your defense, like you just did with those jabs. This is part of why Leffen's so good, by the way.
Oh yeah, I mean Leffen's a joy to watch.
There's also this is a strength he and Cody both have in common, like their ability to use defense as an effective tool. On that one, that's interesting. Why did we pull away with the up air?
I really thought he would dash in.
Does it matter though?
No.
Yeah. Also, he was shielding.
Cover that one.
He was also shielding, so yeah, he was stuck.
Yeah.
Oh, just up air more.
Yeah. Is he not caping?
Because you kept avoiding it.
I kept avoiding it, so you just have to do other stuff.
Well, so the recoveries you're picking are really good against Cape. I don't he has to basically call them out. He can't react with Cape because he has to let you travel too much.
Yeah, I played a bit against Doc.
The other thing to remember is that Mario's Cape is only one hitbox line. It's not like the 3 that are on Doc's. So yeah, it's also narrower, so it's harder to hit those. I'll just keep up air, up air him.
Keep up airing?
In combos, I notice you go for back air when he's going for center stage. But if he's going above center stage, why don't we just up air him and then back air him when he comes down?
Yeah, there's a point to that.
Yeah, because think of it this way. Similarly, he's going to the middle of the stage to prevent himself from getting edge guarded, right? So if that's the case, why are we playing towards a move that sets up an edge guard? Why don't we just do a juggle instead? Do juggle state instead, because he's playing more towards the spot where juggle state is really good. Because he's giving us the platforms as cover and the spots where we can potentially climb to kill off the top sooner. So let's play to that. Let's punish him for his decision. And if he changes his mind and starts moving towards the edge because he wants to die off stage instead, then yeah, we'll help him. But we don't have to do that now.
Good point.
Yeah. This is also how another big thing is using up DI when the opponent mixes up which side they hit you on. Instead of holding up and in, you just hold up. You kind of you have an okay DI on both outcomes instead of a good DI on one and a bad DI on the other. That's often really important for surviving moves like reverse knee. At mid percent.
Yeah, because reverse knee, because when you get the other knee, it's just you hold one way, yeah, you get owned.
Mm-hmm. So this is if you get stomped at 35, so you go up to 50, and then he's about to knee you. This is a way that you can kind of make sure that you have an okay DI on both outcomes.
Yeah, if I don't insta die on, on good DI, or if I don't insta die on DI up, then it's better.
Yep. This is also how you make sure that you always die to Jigglypuff's rest because you hold down.
Yeah, you DI down.
Yeah, so same idea. We're just using it to survive instead.
It's not hitting me that much this game.
Now let's play someone else then.
Yeah. Mario's an interesting character.
He's just I wish that we didn't have Mario and Doc low-key. I just wish that Mario had the good things about Doc about him.
Yeah. like PM Mario, who's just, Mario and Doc combined. Good parts of Mario, good parts of Doc.
Yeah, honestly, like I would be completely fine with that because to me, like that would make a much more like interesting character. And like I don't mind Mario being high tier. I feel like as far as high tier,
Okay, I don't care. 150 ping.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know what's going on, but like this does not look like you.
No, it was 150 ping. I couldn't do anything.
Yeah, fair enough. I played Fire Puff the other night. We had 111 ping, but like it wasn't. I don't know. I didn't find it that bad. But like I know ping is like weird. Like it's sometimes.
Ping is weird, and also if you're playing 3-frame, it just makes it less rollbacky.
Mm-hmm. No, that's fair. That's fair.
I mean, we'd probably have like 100 ping.
Yeah. Now we play the waiting game.
Yeah. No, that's interesting. I feel like the first game especially was really easy to DI where I wanted, but then he started this stuff. Where he started like using moves that were, he did some good DI mix-ups, like a Nair where I thought it was gonna be, oh god.
Oh, Marth? Oh, is it a good Marth?
Alert. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Good Fox Marthman.
Excellent. Then we will try to. Then we will use the. Okay. Yep. Center stage. Go up. See what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he's like. Then he starts trying to. He starts trying to like have to do things like Yeah. So he got us there, but like he had to like. Well, actually, yeah, he got us. But he had to start trying to do weak up airs and awkward things to try to like get the combo on us, like which is the point. I would have up tilted. Put him behind, because it puts him behind you. Like turn around up tilt.
Yeah. Like that.
Yeah. Because now you get a kill. Because you kept him isolated to the as part of the stage that like near the edge instead of giving him room to DI. Like, see how much easier it is to like punish him in that spot?
Yeah.
How did we get hit there? Like, what did we do? We went for up air, what? Back air?
Back air or fair, either or.
Okay, gotcha. Nice. We take those.
We do.
On that one,
I can't believe he slipped the ledge there.
I think we just grab him there and throw him. Like, forward throw off. Because you're a little slow on the nair. Dash attack. Unironically, sometimes when he's falling, like at 50 plus, like dash attack is not bad. See, like, it's just, the reason you do it is because it's quick. It's not, like, a good hit, but, like, it's sometimes the only thing that hits him. And if they DI in, like, sometimes you get stuff.
Thinking DIing off stage might not be that good. Or, like, I'm getting him now, but he's just missing dash cards. Like,
what I noticed is that, like, he's, like, DIing above the corner of like, above the side plats of Battlefield a lot. Like, above the side, like, the upper right side or left side of the stage, that's where he goes a lot. And I'm curious as to why he does that, because I would think that Martha's really bad there. I almost think that you want to, like, go to the top platform with Marth so you can, like, play for, like, better defensive outs, because here he's just getting strangled. Nice.
I could have up tilted as well, but I wasn't sure it was gonna kill.
Whatever. Like you could have just like you could have just shine up like gone on stage with ledge hop, empty ledge hop, shine, and then wave dash up smashed. I find that's like better than the drill, just because you don't risk as much. But if you weren't sure it would kill, then you know I get it. But yeah, it definitely would have killed.
Ooh, almost got him with the mix up.
Why do we go for drill there? Why don't we just back air? Or up air. Or like falling up air into like go up and up air. Like why don't we look for up air kill?
Like that?
Yeah. Like seems good. We killed him at 72. Like, I don't know. Nice shine grab. I love the mix up.
Ah, got him with the DI. Can combo me after that.
Doesn't that feel good?
It feels kind of amazing.
You're alive.
But also, I feel like every time I play for you, I play so good.
Oh, then you have to play. Then we have to reframe your mental so you're playing for you, and I just happen to be present.
Yeah, how do you do that?
So what's different about playing when I'm around? What makes it different?
I guess I'm really focusing. I'm not letting my mind drift at all.
Okay. And how is that happening? Like, is it because you're learning something new?
I know while I'm talking to you, which like refreshes the mental timer, so to speak.
So maybe just like say a few words to yourself here and there. Like try it. Like I'll shut up, but I want you to just like have a nice chat with yourself here and there. Yeah. Not about the game necessarily, but just like just casual, just here and there.
Ah, nice DI up. Got me.
Oh, I love how you did that. The DI on the weak up air into the fair was like beautiful. Because you had like a recovery, he couldn't follow up directly, like you were beautiful. 10 out of 10. He's so confused. He doesn't know what's going on.
Little mango. Little mango laser. Should have probably just waited for him to be closer to the ground.
It's okay. You could also just go up there and like, not swing. See what he does?
Left it. Oh.
In fact, do that. Go up and don't swing sometimes. Like just go up and like fast fall back down during like the juggles. Just see if he bites. Like on this one after this. Right? See what I Marth and swinging and pushing buttons in disadvantage. Name a more iconic duo. Peach and pushing buttons in a disadvantage.
No.
He got us. But that was cool. That was fun though, I bet.
That was really fun.
Let's keep playing him.
I think that's one of my issues with melee. It's that, well, it's everyone's issue. Getting comboed sucks.
Yeah.
Getting comboed feels amazing.
Well, yeah, because it feels like you're playing with the opponent now, like in an entire part of the game that you weren't before, right? Like it was just like before it was just, oh, I hold in, I hold out, and like wait to die. Like, but now it's like. So the big thing with like DI, you have to work backwards with it. you have to think about like where does this
Where's
combo
the best possible place for me to go?
Yeah, and how do
Right.
I work backwards from that end state and get to like how do I imagine myself like getting put in this spot, and what do I do to not get put in that spot?
Right, like Marth is gonna keep fairing. Like he has a fair, he's gonna fair me again where I want to be. I want to be up, or like he's upping me. I want to be on top plat. Right. That's
Yeah,
my end point. So then I can't be
exactly.
DIing out or DIing like away to offstage, right? Because that's not where I want to be.
Yeah, because then
Makes
they'll
sense.
spike us and we're unhappy.
Yeah. Interesting.
That's how I could like. So I showed you the tech chase counterplay for like Sheik, right? Like where you like
Yeah,
edge slip off thing.
Yeah.
Because it uses the ambiguous DI and on her down throw, and like to like force her to do the wave dash back, which then restricts where she finishes. Yeah. So the way I figured that out is I was just like, okay, so assuming that we want to play for like the edge slip off,
Yeah.
how do we create
Yeah,
the
but
conditions?
that's what I was asking you that a bit, like how do I get her to put me there? And I didn't really get like necessarily an answer I could like totally intuit, but I think this is work from where you wanna be. Right. That makes sense. That's part of my gotta be part of my like the whole neutral thing I'm working on, or like the character archetype thing I'm working on, like where they kill, where I wanna be, where I don't wanna be. So like that's important.
You played so good against in those games. Like I know that there were like some like some like little missteps here and there because we're learning the new concepts, but like overall, God, your play looks so clean. I loved it. Like I'm so glad I got to see that.
Yeah, I was playing hot. It's always fun.
Yeah. How come you don't? How come like? So what? How can you bring? What I would really challenge you to think about is like, what are the things that we do together that like that you really connect with, and like, what is it like about that this experience that makes you like kind of like you get excited? I feel like you get really excited to play when I'm around and we're doing these, and I wonder if there's any way like if there's things.
Part of it, I think, is that it doesn't like. I might be a bit too hard on myself when I play by myself. Like, it matters too much if I do bad or if I get stressed out. Like I don't really want to play right now. I would want to play, but I don't want to play because it would stress me out. Like if I can't do the things I'm doing. But when I play or when you're here, like it's effortless to do that, or not effortless, but it's way easier to implement. So it feels like I'm not messing up, and it just makes it a whole lot more fun.
Okay, so let's talk.
I think it's just that stressor.
So let's talk about that. So
Yeah,
here's the big question I have: why do you play in tournaments?
I play. I play to. Right now, I'm trying to play to learn, but I definitely do play for results as well.
Okay, I
I
know.
think results recognition is nice.
Yeah.
Like when you give me recognition, when I figure out what we're doing when I'm playing, that feels great, right?
So where does that come from? Like, is it like where does that need for recognition come from? Because it's okay to like want things, but like, what does it mean to you to be recognized?
This is getting existential.
Well, if you want me to help, I can like tell you why I play.
Yeah, sure.
So for me, my upbringing wasn't really that easy. I won't get into the details, but suffice to say, my adolescence and childhood were not easy feats to come out of, and so for me, playing this game was kind of a relief because it was a place where I could feel in control. The rules of the game were like vast, but it didn't feel like I'd always kind of like gone into games as a way to like escape from home, but I started with like Pokemon and card games, but I didn't like how there was so much chance, even though I understood that the game was fundamentally fair. But this was different because this, like, even though there were a lot of rules and a lot of people didn't seem to know the rules, I could tell that there was like an internal logic to the game that was consistent, and I couldn't really put my finger on what it was or like all the things, but I could tell that it was there. And I think that like because of that, that's why I like focused so hard on learning the game the way I did, because it was a way that I could feel in control. Like I thought it was like partly recognition and the fame, the fortune, like whatever. Like I never made like, you know, until now I've never really made a profit off this game, but like, well, a bit in 2017. Besides the point. The external motivations were not really the ones that like drove me. There was always like, they were always like baked on top of like things that were more important to me. So like being able to see a strategy come to life and grow, that was important because I got to see something like kind of like good come into the world because of my work efforts. Being able to feel in control of like the match outcome gave me a sense of like purpose in what I was doing. And the community gave me and it helped like fulfill a need for belonging. So I guess the question I have for you is...
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, definitely the social aspect, like friends, stuff like that.
So maybe it's more about not recognition, but belonging.
Yeah, but also I'm an anxious person, so as you might be able to tell, I'm quite unsure of myself, even like when when I can be good at something. And that can manifest in different ways, but it manifests in a need to be recognized for like, am I actually, like, the results are, there. You can't change a result. You can't be unsure of a result. Like, I got first, I won the tournament, right? Like, stuff like that. Wanting to be good, so I don't have to be uncertain of my own, like, skill and like putting my worth into it. That's gotten better, but that was definitely when I was a teenager, like something I did.
Been there, yep. So here's the thing about uncertainty, about the uncertainty here. The only person who really decides if the effort that you're putting into this game and your like is valid or worthwhile or anything like that is not actually the other people. It's you. It's not even me. Like, it's all you. Yeah. And I think that, like, there's a certain... I know that when I kind of came to terms with that, like, many years ago, I had, like, I had just, like, kind of come to grips with the fact that I was washed. I was probably never going to be top 10 again. And I had to make peace with that and kind of just, like, accept that, yeah, this is this position I'm in. Is this game still worth playing? And the answer I concluded was yes, but I needed some time to, like, kind of figure myself out more. And I don't think that you need to get all the way to top 10 and have, like, your life collapse and then have to put it back together to, like, figure that out. I don't think you have to do that. Like, I think you're a little bit more psychologically stable than I was when I was figuring that out. But I do think that, like, that is something you do have to figure out. Like, the fact that I do think you have to kind of, like, internalize that ultimately this is all for you. What you are doing here is for yourself because it is a gift you give to you.
Where I had a moment where I realized that I was playing versus Luigi and I was not having fun. I was like, why do I play this game in tournament? And it's to have fun, really. That's the big part.
But there's more to it because you weren't having fun with Luigi, but you still played that... I wasn't
having fun, but I started having fun once I reminded myself that I played this game in tournament to have fun. I play this game to have fun. I don't play this game, like, to feel bad, right?
Yeah. I see what you're saying now. So it's like, we play this game because we love it. We're not doing this because we're, like, because we're just here to, like, beat up on ourselves. We're doing it because we want to, like, okay, got it. So, yeah, absolutely. Love how Luigi's always that character that people... Like, Luigi is, like, so important to this game, but, like, also isn't. It's so weird. But I would suggest... How is it, like, when you're feeling anxious and you're feeling the pressure, do you think that's a memory you can call upon when you take that deep breath? Do you think that's a
I think that's an important, like, calling back to that, where I just had I just felt that, okay, I play this game to have fun. I don't play this game to be stressed or be anxious or feel bad.
And it's okay to acknowledge... I would say it's good to acknowledge that we are feeling this way. No, that way, in the moment.
I think it's good, but it's not why I play. It's not why I still go to tournaments, right?
Right. Okay, good. Because my concern was with what you were describing was that we're going to start... Like, this feels like it could potentially, like, drift into escapism or, like, avoidance. Where it's like, we don't play this game to have fun, so, like, why aren't you having fun? And it's like, that gets bad. Like, that goes dark.
Gets bad.
Yeah,
that gets bad. No, I think just having, I play this game to have fun, so let's have fun with it. It's more so what I'm thinking. Even if I lose, let's have fun with it.
That's beautiful.
And learning is my new I love it. Our sessions and stuff are really fun. I feel like I get a lot out of it.
Oh yeah, no, I can't wait till honestly, I can't wait till the Discord is up and running because that's the next thing I'm working on. Because I think it'll be fun to have all y'all in like the same place, so we can share some of these diagrams in like Luigi, right? Like Luigi graffiti together.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this is like a great place to end on. I think that we have a lot of things to work with here. Do you need anything from me, or do you think you're ready to tackle this further yourself?
I think I'm ready to tackle this. I think it's important that I do.
No, absolutely. But okay. So I don't really tell people how good I think they are because like it's not terribly relevant for where they are in their journey because like everyone is like has that like period of being like in development, but I think you are very good. Like I truly mean that. Like I cannot wait to see how far I can't wait to see how far. Like I love seeing how far you go and how far you take things. So I don't know what your potential is. Like I know, like nobody does. Nobody can measure that. But I think that like with how good you are, I really hope that you give yourself whatever space you need to be satisfied. To like find out. Hope. And I think that you'll be very surprised in a good way with how far you go. So just but like again, I can't decide how far that is. I can't decide how far far enough is. Only you can. So yeah, I'm just very much enjoying seeing seeing where you continue to reach.
Thank you. That's inspiring words.
No problem. I'll let you go for now, but take care, Rich, and we'll talk soon.
Yes.
All right. Bye for now.
Yeah.